Hi, this is Professor Heath. I'm just going to go through how to create a summary for interpreting test results from an evaluation for special education. If you want to go into the Google Classroom and pull up the student Gary and his case study, we'll go through that. So you have an example of what you need to do for the final case study that is due during finals week. Gary's case study can be found under Class 5, and it is found at the bottom here, Case Study Gary PDF. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to read through the case study, and you're going to see there's information about his referral, what they're looking for, his history, which is health and his developmental history, his educational history, some of the things that are happening within the classroom, and then the assessments that they gave him to see if he actually qualifies for a disability category. So you're going to want to take a look at that and read through it carefully. There's at the very bottom some thoughts to lead to the summary. You can read through that, but that might help you think about what you want to write in your summary. So remember, the summary is for the parents to have a better understanding of what this evaluation means, because oftentimes they're given the evaluation information, but it's very overwhelming. So if you can put it in layman's terms and in a short paragraph, then they can get an overview of it. So here's a document that I created, and I'll post this within the classroom as well, the Google Classroom. You're going to want to do 4 things. You're going to read through the evaluation, create a T-chart of strengths and weaknesses, determine 4 key areas that need to be the focus, write a short paragraph to the parents about what was in the evaluation. And remember, you want to list their strengths, their key areas of focus, and then finally tell what the next steps would be. So when looking at Gary's case study, you're going to, let's just take, for example, his educational history. It says Gary is currently passing his classes within the general education curriculum. That could be something of strength. He is passing his classes. So you would put that within that document. If you come across a weakness, you would put it on the weakness side. So for example, it says Gary tends to get frustrated with lengthy assignments and tests. That would go under a weakness. So you're going to do that for the entire case study, filling out this entire chart. Then you're going to determine, are there any areas that overlap? So looking at the weaknesses, any of the weakness areas that overlap. So for example, if you have many different areas where he's talking about his stamina and being able to get through an assignment or a test and getting frustrated, that might be a focus area. So I will put in there, for example, stamina. Then when you're writing the summary, once you have all these areas done, you're going to start it out to the parents or guardians of Gary, and you're always going to start it out with a strength. So you could start it out, for example, with the one strength that we found. Gary is a pleasure to have in class. He is currently passing all of his classes. And then you might want to add another strength, whatever else you come up with. Then you're going to transition into the weaknesses. And you're going to list those areas, those focus areas that you had listed above. And you're going to connect it to a test. So you always want to connect it to data, making sure you have something to back up why you're saying that's a weakness. So you would list that next. And then finally, you're going to have a transition sentence telling what the next steps would be. And that would be our next steps are we're going to figure out how we can best help Gary and what accommodations and modifications might work well for him in the classroom. So overall, your whole short paragraph should at least be, I would say, 5 to 10 sentences. Once you have in there the strengths for him, the weaknesses, and then a transition sentence. If you have any questions about how to create a summary, please let me know. Feel free to email me, but you will be handing in your Gary summary and you will be getting back feedback on it so that you're prepared for the end of the semester and your final case study. Have a great week.